You're so pretty for a black girl, it's not a compliment. Don't whitewash who you ought to be an option. You don't sound white, you just finished up your doctorate. Black Benz, new house, pockets real lucrative. That's right.
It's like one of my favorite songs right now. All right, so let's get into it. Tonight is a full moon. As you know, I come twice a month to share something new with you, right? And so today, at about 30 minutes ago, it was 12 o'clock, season 1, episode 2, Honor Your Experiences podcast was released. Season 1, episode 2, full episode. So the full episode was released at 12 p.m. today. I'm sure not many people was able to check it out, but maybe you got that little notification that said .68 podcast has something new. And if you don't have your notifications turned on, please turn those on. Please subscribe to the podcast. Whether you're getting the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, going directly to anchor.fm to get the podcast, or Google Podcast. The podcast is offered on all of those platforms. So whether you're Android or an Apple, you can still have access to the podcast. Or if you're at work and you want to play it in the browser window while you're working and you're not on your phone, you can go straight to Anchor FM and catch the podcast there as well. So I want to show you a couple things if you're not familiar, or if you have not, I guess, hopefully everybody, but you could be finding this live. Maybe this is your first time and you're just finding the live. I want to show you a couple things about the podcast because, like I said, it is offered on all of these platforms. This is where you can listen. Apple Podcasts, right? If you're an Apple person, whether you're on a MacBook, a tablet, or your iPhone, you can listen on all 3 of those platforms through Apple Podcasts. Then Google Podcasts. If you are a Google person, and like one of my friends was a Google phone person, which I never knew Google had a phone. But you can listen on Google Podcasts, and you can find Google Podcasts right in your waffle. If you are a Google person, you know what a waffle is, and add that direct app to your waffle. So every month when the podcast comes out, you can get a notification through Google Podcasts. Or if you have a Spotify account and you're a Spotify user, you can subscribe on Spotify and listen there directly on Spotify. So if you have that app and you have an iPhone, you can listen on Spotify. If you are a Spotify person and you have not already subscribed to the podcast, please remember to subscribe, like it, share it, rate it, review it, leave me a comment. Please, please, please take part in that because it really helps the podcast and me as a creative. So that is a small thing that you can do to help support the podcast and to support me. Another way that you can support me in this podcast is by going directly here to this little icon of support and offering a generous donation, whether it's a couple bucks for the podcast monthly subscription of support, whatever you can do. But like I said, if it's not a monetary support, you can simply leave a 5-star review to show your support and how much you're enjoying the podcast. You can also message me directly if you go to Anchor FM. and find the podcast point 68, the catalyst effect there. If there was something within the episode, so here is the latest episode, you can leave a message within the episode. So there are a lot of little cool features, especially on Spotify. There's a polling feature. So if I added that, so you guys can tell me what exactly stuck with you as a coach. I'm very reflective and always want to get feedback in whatever way I can so that I can really tailor and monitor this platform to my supporters, my listeners, my audience, my clients. So please leave feedback, and you can do that directly in the episode. So if you don't want to leave a general comment within the larger podcast, you can go to the episode and say specifically answering that question, leaving the comment on that episode. I thought that was a really cool feature. So I've added that this month to the episode as well and wanted to highlight that so people know that that's an offering. Remember, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Catalyst, and hashtag The Catalyst Coach or Be the Spark. So I always like to kind of follow my hashtag and see who's posting in that. And as we grow larger as a tribe, I'm sure there will be a lot more connections being made. And if you haven't already started like tweeting or sharing with the hashtag, it's not too late. You can start at any moment. Maybe you heard something in last month's episode and you want to tweet that out or post that to Facebook, Instagram. Just remember to use the hashtag Be the Spark and the Catalyst Coach, because that'll help me continue to track and have these ongoing discussions and conversations with you around the content. Which brings me to another way to engage the audience. I thought that I would switch things up a little bit. Kind of crazy for this because it requires a commitment from me, first and foremost, of consistency, right? Consistency not only with this content, but consistency in offering my services to my audience on a larger scale. So, one thing that I decided to do was to create a closed group on Facebook. So, if you're not following my Facebook business page for the Catalyst, please follow that page because a lot of this will come, that closed Facebook group, you have to follow the page, right? But in order to get in the group, you want to go to my website, thecatalystgroup.net. And when you get there, subscribe to the newsletter. And once you do that, you'll get this email. So it says, Welcome to the circle, right? The Catalyst Circle. I am creating a new Q&A series where you can ask me anything. You've heard the podcast, you've read the blog, maybe you've purchased a journal and you've been thinking about different things as you are journaling. If you're in that Facebook group, we will have 2 sessions a month where I come on live just as I am today in the evening. I did say that, so I have to do a different time where everyone is available because I do have offerings and clients on different coasts and different time zones. So I thought it would just be best to do it during the evening. So, like I said, if you've read the blog, you've listened to the podcast, maybe you're journaling and having some different questions, I'm going to be hosting a bi-monthly live Q&A session inside of the group at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where you can submit your questions or hop on, unmute your mic, and ask me yourself. So I wanted to share this piece, which is a new unveiling But remember, in order to get into the group, to do this, you have to follow my Facebook page and then join our special Facebook group. If you're like, Malika, I am confused, just go to the Facebook page. Start following the Facebook page, and then there you can find the icon that says join group. Now, if you are familiar with my website, and I am trying to get everybody to the website to drive more traffic to the website because that's where the services are. Everything is connected in one stop, right? You don't have to go to the Facebook page because the website has it all. So if you haven't been to the website, which is the catalystgroup.net, you want to take a trip to the website. And once you get to the website, there will be a pop up for the newsletter, the monthly newsletter, so that you don't miss anything. Anytime I'm sharing any of the content, you'll have a notification, join our mailing list. So please enter your email address here and you'll get things directly to you, and you don't have to wonder if Malika has posted something or she has a new blog post up. All of that will come directly to your email. You just have to remember sometimes it goes to spam. Take it off of going to spam and open that up so you get it directly to your inbox. So remember to join the mailing list and then and subscribe there. But if you were wondering where the Facebook page is and you wanted to follow me on Facebook, the website has the link for Facebook. The website has the link for Twitter. The website has the link for Instagram and for my LinkedIn account as well. So I want to encourage everyone to go to the website because the website is the one stop shop for everything. And even if you're like, well, where's the podcast? Under resources, where's the blog? Under resources. So, all of the things that I'm creating as far as content, and I'm thinking about calling it content. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what should I call this tab on my website. But the blogs are there. You click read more and it'll take you straight to Blogger. Or if you're wondering how to get to the podcast, scroll down. Here's the link for the podcast. And I have someone else's book that I use here. This is a journal article. And eventually, I'm going to update this and have my book here for the journals so that then this will be the link directly to Amazon for the journals so that it'll all be in one place. If you know about websites, linking all the things on the website can get a little complex. So I'm going to have some help with that one. So, but all of that is in one place on the website. So, again, I would encourage you to go to the website. And if you are interested in scheduling a free one on one session with me, go to the schedule button, and there is a book appointment section where you can start a sample session, just a little sample, 30-minute sample session with me for free. If you are thinking about hiring a coach or maybe seeing if I am a right fit for you, please go to the website, schedule an appointment today, because I do have free sessions every month. It's kind of like a thing that I do, pro bono work, as well as um, other clients that I have on um, my my roster already, so to speak. So you can always schedule an appointment, a free session with me if you are interested in hiring a coach or seeing if I am a best fit for you. Has some testimonials there on the website. So remember, the website is thecatalyst.group.net. It is your one-stop shop for all things Catalyst. So don't forget about that. I wanted to highlight that today. And if you follow me on social media, you probably have already seen that I've been posting. If you haven't read this month's blog post number 2 is up and ready. And like I said, podcast number 2, today is the full moon. So it is ready. If you haven't explored those pieces, please take time today or this weekend. Remember, the full moon is always about releasing things that no longer serve us. So take some time today, journal, release those things. Maybe you have some moon rituals that you do each month during the full moon. I would just say take time out today. And if not today, maybe this weekend, to honor your experiences and release those things that no longer serve you. As always, I'm here every month, twice a month. Possibly it's going to be 4 times a month if you join my private Facebook group to share this content with you every month on the full moon, which is today. The podcast episode is released, and then every month on a new moon, the blog post is released. And you can find this replay if you're just joining me. I see the numbers ticking up and ticking down, different things. If you're just joining me, you can always find this video replay on my YouTube channel. So you can find it on the YouTube channel. All of that will be shared in the comments. If you have a question about where to find the blog post, that is also linked in the comments, blogger.com. If you're wondering where to find the podcast, that will be linked in the comments, which is anchor.fm. And if you're wondering where the YouTube page is, so you can watch this from the beginning, that will also be linked in the comments, which it is the Catalyst Coach on my YouTube channel. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Wait a minute, let me say that again. Like, subscribe, share, and rate all of this content. On each platform, they have their own way, whether you're liking, following the page, or subscribing to the YouTube channel, subscribing to the podcast. Please do all of those things to show your ongoing support. And as always, peace, love, and light. Until next month.